Kiki, why is there a crow on my kitchen table? I glared at the crow in question, but he just shrugged his wings unrepentantly. It was a little unfair that my mother saw a crow in our kitchen and immediately assumed it had something to do with me. On the other hand, she wasn't exactly wrong, so my indignation was probably misplaced. Both Mum and the crow were staring expectantly at me, but my mind was a little busy overthinking. When that happens, my thoughts go something like this. If I tell Mum the truth, she might not believe me, or she'll think I'm hallucinating. But if I lie to her, I'll be stuck lying to her forever, and I don't want to do that. But if I tell her the truth, she might not believe me, or she'll think... "Kiki," Mum said, in a voice that would have made demon kings quake. We could have really used her when Mahishasura, the demon king, was terrorizing my imaginary kingdom a few months ago. "He's my friend," I blurted out. Mum blinked. "The crow? Are you telling me you found him, fed him, and now he hangs around all the time hoping for more? If that's the case, Kiki, I really don't see why he has to be indoors. What if he's covered in fleas? Do birds get fleas?" "Oh, we don't have to worry about that," I said at once, before I could stop myself. "He's magical. He doesn't get parasites or diseases or anything." Mum stared at me in stunned silence. I winced. Across the kitchen, the crow smacked a wing over his eyes. "Magical," said Mum. She looked uncertain, like she wasn't sure whether to play along as she used to when I was 6, or call my doctor and ask if the medication she'd prescribed had any peculiar side effects we should know about. It had been a long day. I'd had school, and Mum had been working, and then we'd had to go straight to the doctor for my monthly "How are things going?" appointment, then to the supermarket, then to the food bank to drop off what we'd bought, and then finally back home. So we were both tired, and Pip could really have chosen his timing better, but it was too late to just breeze past it now. It was time to tell Mum everything. "Okay," I said, collapsing into one of the chairs at the table. I pointed at the crow. "This is Pip." "Isn't that what you named your imaginary friend when you were little?" Mum asked, eyeing Pip like she wasn't entirely comfortable with me sitting so close to him. I nodded. "This is him." "You mean you've named the crow Pip too?" "No, I mean this is that Pip, my Pip." Mum stared at me. I stared back. She sighed. "Kiki, I would really prefer not to adopt a crow as a pet, but I'm willing to consider it if you're really attached to him. You don't have to make things up." "But I'm not," I said, wondering if it was going to be possible to convince her. "Mum, I promise. I'm not making this up, and it's not the Mela thingy that Dr. Muzembe gave me to help me sleep either." "Melatonin," she corrected me automatically. I looked at Pip. His black crow eyes twinkled at me, full of mischief. "You could at least wave or something," I said to him, exasperated. "You're the one who came out here instead of hiding in my room like we agreed. The least you can do is help me prove you're not a normal crow." With an obliging ruffle of his feathers, Pip raised one wing and waved at Mum. Mum blinked. "Did he just—" Perking up, because this was maybe my best way to make Mum believe the impossible, I said, "Pip, hop from one foot to the other." Pip hopped from one foot to the other. Mum's eyes widened. "Do that thing you did on my birthday last month." Pip opened his beak and, puffing his chest out, started to make the most horrible cawing noises. Somewhere in the cacophony, though, was the unmistakable tune of the Happy Birthday song. By this point, Mum's eyes were practically popping right out of her head. She stared at Pip for a full minute before turning back to me. "Okay," she said, in the voice of someone who has just been clonked on the head. "Explain."